What if I told you there's a fighter out there right now? A beast with the look of a Viking warlord, the grappling of a black belt assassin, and the composure of a stone-cold killer. A man who's drawing comparisons to one of the scariest fighters in MMA history, Brock Lesnar. No, he's not Lesnar's son, but this guy might be the closest thing we've seen to the next big thing. And he's coming out of Germany like a storm. This is Frédéric Vosgröne.
Off we go again, chasing his man. Now he's got him. Staying attached to the leg. Oh wow. Vosgröne staying attached. Goodness. He's out.
The modern day Brock Lesnar. And trust me, you're going to want to remember that name. Let's start with the obvious. The guy looks like a villain straight out of Norse mythology. Standing at 6 feet 3 inches, shredded, bearded and tatted, Vosgröne looks like he just stepped out of Valhalla and into the cage. Fans have nicknamed him the Neanderthal, and honestly, it fits. But this isn't just about looks. Just like Brock Lesnar, Vosgröne moves with an intensity and confidence that's rare. You see it the moment the cage door shuts. His opponents feel it. That cold stare, that heavy breathing, that slow walk forward. That's not showmanship. That's the calm before the storm.
Mit den Fäusten aktiv. Beide haben natürlich schon Erfahrung. Vosgröne gleich. Legt Wert drauf, will auf den Boden.
Here's where the Lesnar comparison really makes sense. Both guys have serious grappling credentials. Lesnar was an NCAA wrestling champion before storming into the UFC. Vosgröne, he's a Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt with elite-level no-gi experience. We're talking IBJJF World No-Gi Championship appearances, ADCC trials, legit stuff. Before he ever threw a punch in MMA, Vosgröne was already folding people like laundry on the mats. But the scary part? He didn't just transition from grappling to MMA, he translated it seamlessly. His debut fight, submission win. His second fight, submission win. His third and fourth fights, you guessed it, submissions. This guy is 4-0, and every win has ended with someone tapping or going unconscious. Let's be honest, Brock Lesnar didn't beat people, he steamrolled them. He walked through legends like Randy Couture and Heath Herring with raw power, took them down, and dropped fists like anvils. Vosgröne, he's doing the same, with technical brutality. He doesn't waste energy, he doesn't panic, he stalks, he sets traps, and when the time's right, he closes the show.
But yeah, not a great start there for Aaron. He kind of backed himself up on the wall, and now he's back dealing with this again.
Look at his most recent fight at Octagon 69 against Jorik Montagnac. Vosgröne locked in an arm triangle choke so tight, Montagnac didn't even have time to tap. He was out. That's Lesnar energy, but with black belt polish. Let's talk about the image. In the age of social media and highlight reels, image matters more than ever. Vosgröne isn't just winning fights, he's selling himself. Intentionally or not, he's leaning into that modern Viking persona. Fans are eating it up. The beard, the stoic glare, the primal intensity, the walkouts, the brutal finishes. It's not an act, it's who he is. And that authenticity, that's why people are comparing him to Brock Lesnar. Not because he's copying Lesnar, but because he doesn't need to. He's that guy in his own right. Right now, Vosgröne is signed with Octagon MMA, one of Europe's fastest growing promotions. And here's where it gets interesting. His next fight is set for June 14th, 2025, against Lucas Alcina at Octagon 72 in Prague. Alcina's no joke, a powerful striker with solid experience. But once again, the conversation isn't will Vosgröne win, it's how fast will he end it. It's starting to feel inevitable. The moment Vosgröne hits 6-0, 7-0, people are going to start begging for him to make the leap to the UFC or PFL. And honestly, that's where this story's heading. It's not if, it's when. This isn't just some hype train. Hardcore fans see it, coaches see it, analysts see it. He's calm in chaos, dangerous on the ground, unshakable in the spotlight, and most importantly, he's still growing. Let's not forget, he's only 4 fights into his MMA career. Imagine this guy after 10 fights, 15 fights. Imagine a Vosgröne who's added polished striking to that already terrifying grappling game. It's not just a comparison to Lesnar anymore. It's a reminder that someone might surpass him in dominance. Vosgröne's professional debut was on a European card, Levels Fight League 1, and he was up against Erhan Octagon. Now, most debut fights are sloppy. Fighters get nervous, throw wild punches, try too hard to impress. Not Vosgröne. He came out patient, calm, composed, as if he'd done this a dozen times already. Round 2, Vosgröne snatched an arm triangle choke so tight, Octagon had no chance. It was clinical, technical, cold-blooded. He didn't just win, he announced himself. Vosgröne's next 2 fights were less about patience and more about terror. Against Chris Fisher, it was a heel hook in round 1. Pure grappler's instinct. Most fighters don't even attempt heel hooks that early. Too risky. Vosgröne? He went for it with no hesitation and got the tap in seconds. Then came Nicholas Djurdjevic, and what did Vosgröne do? Another heel hook. Round 1. Same result. Now let's pause right there. 2 first-round heel hooks in a row. That's not just BJJ. That's a specialist move. That's someone who's so confident in his ground game that he's diving into submissions most guys don't even drill anymore. It told the world, Vosgröne is not just good on the ground. He's dangerous from every angle. This is where things got interesting. Vosgröne signed with Octagon MMA, one of Europe's premier promotions. His opponent? Jorik Montagnac. Experienced, powerful, unpredictable. But again, Vosgröne looked like he was doing a training drill. He dragged Montagnac into deep water, got to mount, and applied pressure like a hydraulic press. The finish? An arm triangle choke, again. Montagnac didn't tap. He went out cold. It was savage, and it proved something big. Vosgröne doesn't just win in local shows. He elevates when the spotlight gets brighter. Let's talk about a pattern here. Every single one of Vosgröne's wins is by submission. None of his fights have gone to decision. 3 first-round finishes, 1 second-round finish. This is rare in modern MMA. Most fighters have at least 1 grinded-out decision. Vosgröne, he finishes or he doesn't show up. That kind of killer instinct is exactly what made Brock Lesnar so feared. Lesnar didn't play tag in the Octagon. Neither does Vosgröne. So what's next? Vosgröne is booked to fight Lucas Alcina at Octagon 72. Alcina's a scrappy Argentine striker, known for his hard and forward pressure. But here's the problem. If Alcina gets taken down, it's over. Vosgröne doesn't need 5 minutes to find the finish. He just needs a grip. This fight is critical. Why? Because if Vosgröne wins again, and does it early, that's 5-0. That's the tipping point where the big leagues come knocking. PFL, Bellator, ONE, maybe even the UFC. And they won't just be curious, they'll be interested. Let's entertain a question. Can Vosgröne hang in the UFC right now? Technically, maybe not quite yet. His striking hasn't been fully tested. We haven't seen him go 3 rounds. We haven't seen him get clipped. But stylistically, he's already a problem. The UFC light heavyweight and heavyweight divisions are full of guys who struggle with grappling heavy fighters. Vosgröne could easily become the guy that derails hype trains, that spoils party plans. Give him another 2 to 3 fights, a bit more seasoning, and you've got a real contender. Vosgröne's mystique goes beyond the cage. He's building a brand without even trying. The beard, the walkouts, the Viking energy, the quiet intensity. People want to believe he's Brock Lesnar's son because that's how much he feels like the second coming. But here's the truth. He doesn't need Lesnar's name. He's forging his own. He's the type of fighter that memes are made for. Highlight reels, freeze frames, shocked reactions. That's viral gold. So what do we have here? a German BJJ black belt, a 4-0 record, all finishes, a look that turns heads, a style that breaks ribs, snaps ankles, and chokes the fight out of opponents. Frédéric Vosgröne isn't just another prospect. He's built for violence. He's designed for disruption. And if he keeps this up, we're not just talking about the next Brock Lesnar. We're talking about something scarier, a modernized version, a Viking 2.0 with refined ground skills and ice in his veins. The storm is coming. So no, Frédéric Vosgröne isn't Brock Lesnar's son. But when you watch him, when you see the destruction, the confidence, the pressure, you feel something familiar. You feel that same primal intimidation that Lesnar brought every time he stepped into the cage. If you're not watching Vosgröne now, you'll be late to the party. Like, subscribe and turn on notifications, because we're following his career every step of the way. And when he hits the big leagues, you'll be the one saying, I knew about this guy before everyone else.